This is how I set my settings for my 2D on my Fishfinder. So I'm gonna look here, sensitivity, and I'm gonna look at what the absolute extremes are, right? So let's go all the way up to 20, all the way down to 0. You can see at 20, you get way too much detail. You get all that clutter out of there. As you start to drop it down, you start to get rid of some of those smaller fish. You don't really need to see that, right? So I'm gonna probably set it somewhere between 10 and 12, right? I want a little bit of detail. I don't want too much detail. Let's say 12, and then let's go contrast. Let's look at the extremes again, right? So we go down to 1. That's gonna be really washed out. And let's go all the way up to 40. And you just basically get a way too much contrast, way too much detail, right? The less contrast, the more colors you're gonna see. So as I bring that down, you'll start to see those colors start to come in. But again, if you go too far down, you start getting too much detail. So you're just looking for that healthy balance. I'm gonna start to bring this up right when I get kind of right where the factory settings are, right at 20. You know, that's a nice healthy mix, being able to see these fish, but not see all of that clutter that you see when you drop it down. So bump this thing up to 20, and that's a nice healthy mix. Chart speed, like I said, I'll either leave that on factory settings, which is 5 right in the middle. Sometimes I might just bump that up just a hair just to get that, you know, info feeding through a little bit quicker. But 12, 26, very close to factory settings, right? Sensitivity factory is 10. We're very close to that. So they do a good job with the factory settings to get you right where you need to be, right out of the box. And that's how I set my 2D on my Humminbird unit.